What was this game rated? It's like 400 elo. Hello everyone. My name is Highwada. You are on twitch.tv/Highwada if you're watching on Twitch, or youtube.com/ a whole bunch of random letters and numbers if you're watching on YouTube. And today I have a casted game of Age of Empires 4 for you. Bit of a different one though. Today we have a bit of a low elo game. A low elo legacy, if you will. We have Matt5529 spawning as the English in the northwest corner of Altai versus Brixia 1911 spawning in the southeast corner of Altai. Did I say east when I meant west earlier? Oops. Either way, this is about a 400 elo rated game. You'll notice that Matt has gone from idle villagers to sheep to wood to dropping a mill on the deer. And honestly, dropping the mill is not the worst thing you could do here. He has one villager gathering gold with no mine over there. So that's gonna be a bit of a long trip. Bit of a long hike over back to the town center, but I digress. Let's take he's a little behind on production as well. Doesn't have his second his house going up or anything like that. Looks like Brixia might have a little bit more of an idea of what they're actually doing here. Getting the sheep under the town center, going straight onto gold. Knows he needs to age up relatively quickly, and dropping. Okay, I don't like this at all. And I don't want to be too critical of these players because they're obviously new beginners to RTSs. But I will say, for those of you who also might be new, it is not worth dropping two towns in the dark, two houses in the Dark Age. You should only drop houses when you're getting close to your population cap. So one house right there, fine, cool. Two houses, not the right play. But anyways, take a look at the map here. Some scouting being done for Brixia. Knows they'll go and find their sheep, but not paying too much attention to their scout to find the sheep and actually not collecting them at all. Just going around and seeing if they get anything. Take a look at his opponent. Matt also just kind of running around, trying to find some sheep. Did find one in the corner here, so he's going to keep going around, and hopefully he's able to find some more. But he's not queuing up enough actions. Because what you want to do in this situation is you want to hold shift-click and go shift-click around here, shift-click, 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 shift-click over and over and over. And eventually your scout will go on his own. If he was to keep going, he would find the triple sheep there. And if he went down even further, he could find some sheep of his opponent, who I don't think is scouted this way either. It looks like he is going that way now. Take a look. We have no idle time coming out of the town center of Brixia right now. He does have an idle villager on these houses who hasn't been recuperated. Would like to see this villager go back and go into wood. As the English, you really want to focus on wood and feudal after you get your gold saturated because you want to be able to put out as many crossbows as possible. Income per minute is going to go generally in favor of Matt unless he does... So, Matt, this is not optimal. And if you end up watching this game, Matt, again, I'm not trying to make fun of you or anything like that, but some constructive feedback would be... I would send all your villagers to one deer at a time, because now you have, what, 6 villagers, all with different distances to the mill, making your income per minute generally lower than they would be if you had it on one deer at a time and everyone had the same distance. Because now you have, like, sure, this one's like really quick, but this one's really long. This one's going to take a while to get over there. Someone is dragging furniture above me. Upstairs. Either way, though, looks like we are already going up with the council hall. 3-minute mark for an uptime, dedicating 5 vills to it. Actually, not bad from Brixia. They had the right idea with their build order. They had enough villagers on food. They maybe made a bit of a sacrifice in making villagers. We have 13 versus 13, so both players. Oh wow, both players with idle town centers right now. Actually, look, Brixia coming up with another one here. 6 idle villagers under Brixia's town center right now on food. He hasn't gotten his scout back with his sheep and opting to not bring him back still, so losing a lot of time to sheep and going for the deer instead. Gonna be a bit of a mish, honestly. Gonna take a while to get over to that deer. I would like to see some of these food villagers potentially even going onto wood, or even the gold villagers, just to get the harass going early. Keeping maybe 1 or 2 on gold and putting the rest on wood is the right call here. You need to get a lumber camp up right away. For anybody new and you want to learn a little bit more about how to play, I wouldn't recommend doing this. It's going to take a while. Like this villager, if we watch him, he's going to take quite a while to get where he needs to go. Bum, 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 ba, da, da, da. I'm going to stop there so I don't get copyright infringed. But that took quite a while for that 10 wood to get there. Imagine what it's going to take for all the other wood now. Finally, this lumber camp going up. In that situation, you actually want to chop one of these straggler trees. I would probably take like 5 vills, chop the tree, deliver one thing, and reallocate them to another resource, because that way you'd have enough for the lumber camp, which always costs 50 wood for every civ, and that would have solved that problem. I would like to see some of these gold villagers going onto wood as well to optimize the input. But you know what? I digress. Once he does enough wood, he probably should put up a mill right here. It's actually a really great spot for a mill. We didn't talk about their base construction yet, but good, really great placement of the resources for Brixia. Actually, kind of ridiculous. The berries right on top of the deer. Put the mill right here and get everything under the mill. Gold's a defensible spot. Stone's forward, so that's a little scary, but wood's defensible too. Take a look at the opponent, Matt. Matt now going up with the Council Hall a little late at the 5-minute mark. Probably going to pop at around 6.5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. This is really hurting him right now. Income per minute is higher right now generally because of the number of vills. He has 9 versus 6. But now, something else to consider too is that, yes, going for the mill early for hunt is smart because you generate more food. However, the downside of that is that you don't have the protection from your town center. So if you're getting raided by your opponent, which might be coming soon, looks like we might be getting some longbowmen out once we have enough food for... Oh yeah, I forgot he was doing that. Once we have enough food, probably going to get some longbows coming out. Are we both opting for... We're both making a lot of villagers, so I like to see that. Both players actually making a good amount of villagers here. So we like that they're even in villager count. 20 versus 15. Actually, Brixia fell behind a little bit. I do recall actually some of that idle time. They had a little bit earlier. But looks like we're able to get a lot of villagers going, which is actually a really difficult thing for a lot of newer players. So it's nice to see that in a 400 elo game. Wood coming up here. Are we going to get our upgrades right away? It's interesting to see what we go for here. No longbows still, despite having enough resources. Where is this wood being dedicated to? Scout still looking for sheep. Hasn't brought them back to the base yet. It's better to kind of like bring your scout like close by to your base and manually send the sheep, like click them and send them over. Let's take a look at our scouting, though. Neither player has really scouted the opponent's base, so nobody knows what each other's going for. Mind you, it's English versus English, so they're likely just going to go for longbows either way. And Matt has done a better job of actually getting his food under his town center and getting his production going in that regard. No longbows coming out despite having enough resources, still going with a lot of villagers. Has Brixia put up more houses like this? Not yet, but may need to soon. Still no longbows coming out for either player. And we have a bit of a skirmish going on here. The scout just automatically aggressing onto the scout of Brixia. Not ideal. You want to kind of, at this point, probably not even do that. At this elo, you're not going to find people going for professional scouts or anything like that. So you're safe to kind of run around and use your scout how you see fit. So if you want to hit them, go ahead. But it's not going to get too much for you. Income per minute still in heavy favor of Matt due to his focus on getting the hunt earlier in the game with the 9 versus 6 villagers. Opting to go heavy on the wood, going on to stone as well. So I like the idea that Matt's having where he's... Oh, wow. I didn't even realize this outcropping's on... Oh, my God. He saved so many resources by just having the one mining camp right here. So the gold and stone spawn right next to each other, which is very rare. He doesn't have to take the forward gold right away, which is a very undefensible spot. His hunt's not an ideal spot either, but everything's right back here. You can put up like 2 towers and the whole area is secure. It's very nice. Needs a mill there eventually, but I digress. Putting up some houses right next to his town center. Would like to see him in a bit of a different spot for sure, but you know what? Still actually a solid positioning. Again, doing that thing where you're getting closer to that population cap, so he's going to drop down those houses a little bit later. Whereas right now Brixia is getting a little bit closer to. You might drop the houses a little bit earlier, so you got 30 pop right now. 20 vills versus 26 for Matt. And is one of them just going to give up? I think one of them just gives up. I think one of them is like, my mom said I have to go to bed. Overall, though, even if this is a game where like they give up, if you're a new player to Age of Empires 4, what you should take away from this game is that you want to make sure you have your food safely under your town center. Matt does not have it. If his opponent was smarter and raided earlier, this would have been denied. He would have lost all these villagers. Having him under the town center is always ideal. Went for stone pretty early as English. I may have liked to see him kind of go on to wood heavier. No one producing any military units. One military unit. Oh wait, we got 3 now. We're getting longbows now. Okay, we're getting longbows for Brixia. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we just put them in the tower. Okay. So why does the game end so soon? I want to know. Brixia getting pop cap, so got a little bit ahead of himself almost here with these houses. Can put another one up anytime soon. Not yet. Matt ahead in every resource imaginable. It's still a little early for this stone, especially with only 7 villagers on wood. Better to saturate that sooner, but he's almost at 400, so he knows what he's doing. He's going to drop a second TC. I'm impressed with Matt's play, actually. I don't like the food thing that he did. Everything else... Oh, he needs a lumber camp here, too. But everything else seemed pretty good. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was getting himself into. And he knows that he's close to getting a TC. He actually has enough for a TC right now, but isn't going to drop it for whatever reason. Who won? I don't even know who won the game. Someone surrendered. I don't know why they surrendered. Why was that GG? Oh man, I wish they would have attacked each other, honestly. If you take anything away from this game, though, build a military to prevent any raids on your base. I'm actually gonna go back into that match and just see who won it again. Looks like Brixia actually gave up, which is weird. Maybe they had scores enabled and saw how much further the score ahead was for Matt, considering his economic advantage. I digress. If you like the video, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. Bit of an underwhelming game, but I will say a lot to learn from that as a newer player. So there's some mistakes to not make in your games if you're playing online. Thanks for watching and take care. Cheers.